One of the things that you have been doing, or at least getting started in the church, is basically kind of a discipleship program, especially for the young people in your church, called Launch Your Ministry. So tell us about that. What is that all about, and what are you guys doing out there?
Absolutely. It's one of the first things that I did when I got here to Toledo. Got a good group of young people, about the age of 15 up through college age, that really have a desire to do something. They don't want to just come to church and sit on a pew. They want to do something. And so we just started pulling them together. And basically what we do is we meet once a month, and we talk about ministry. We talk about the call of God on their life. And then we have other times where we get together. Basically, my whole concept and idea is to use the Jesus model, where I pull them into me. I want them to feel my passion. I want them to feel just my understanding of what it means to be in ministry, what it means to make a difference in our world. And so I pull them in. We do different things, training, teaching, and really just going and doing life together, doing ministry together to really make a difference in our world.
Excellent. And you said you like to use the Jesus model. So to you, What is the Jesus model? What does that look like?
Well, you look at it, clearly Jesus changed the world. And all the things that he could have done, he chose to take 12 people and pull them in real close to him. Now, certainly he ministered to the crowd and he did all that, but he pulled 12 men in very close to him and just explained everything that was going on in the kingdom, explained his teaching, and I think more than anything conveyed to them what his passion was. And so knowing that in just a few years he was going to be gone and he was going to entrust the kingdom into their hands, and so he just poured himself completely into those 12 guys. And so that's what we're doing, is we're just pulling people in really close that have a hunger and a desire to do something, and letting them feel my passion and empowering them. I think that's really one of the big keys, is empowering them to go out and do something. You don't have to wait until you're 35 years old, balding, and sitting on a couch somewhere. You can do something right now, and it's amazing. I really believe that our young people want it. They want that. They want to do something right now, and if we'll release them and empower them, give them the training, they'll do it.
Excellent. I know one of the challenges that you had with them was just some things going on with Cherry Street Mission over the course of the winter months. So talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. I'm a firm believer in compassion ministries. God has been so good to us. We have a responsibility to bless those that are less fortunate. And the group of young people that I'm involved with, they feel that as well. And so, it was during the winter. It was freezing cold outside. They were talking about a big snowstorm coming in. And so we said, you know what? Let's just do something. Let's just do something. So we put together a program. I put it all in their hands. I said, you guys run with it. It's your deal. And basically, we just did a blanket and towel drive were what Cherry Street Mission needed. And they did the whole thing. They did the promotion. They coordinated it, did everything. And I think the final total was we got over 400 blankets of towels in just 2 weeks' time. And we're able to deliver that to Cherry Street Mission at a very crucial time during the winter time. And it was something small, but it's a part of the process of what we want. This is what Christianity is all about. We don't want this to be a one-time deal. We want this to be the beginning of something big that we do with our young people.
Once again, we're talking to Kris Dillingham, who is the senior pastor at First Apostolic Church in Toledo, talking about Launch Your Ministry. And Kris, hang out with us because we'll be talking to you a little bit. I want to get into some ideas about your theories on discipleship and also servanthood. You had some great stuff to say when we did the initial interview. Would love to get into that a little more. So we'll talk about that here after we go to this song. This is Owl City, Dreams and Disasters on ESFM. I've got an awesome rebel in here with me. I've just met this guy, and I know he's a total rebel. It's Kris Dillingham. He is the senior pastor of First Apostolic Church in Toledo. We've been talking about a program that he has developed called Launch Your Ministry, and a great way to get teens and college-age kids engaged, interactive, out there, moving and shaking things. And Kris, you have some really cool insights, some cool ideas as far as discipleship and also just basically servanthood and stuff like that. Why is that so important, especially within the youth culture today?
Well, that's a very good question, and something that is really close. I love the idea, the rebellion, the concept there, because I think for too many, Christianity's become way too passive. And it was never intended to be that way. You look at the ministry of Jesus and all the things, he was never passive. And I think for too many in the younger generation in particular, they look at Christianity as just kind of being something passive. And so, for discipleship, the main thing is setting the stage by example. Young people will go if you'll lead the way. And so that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to not just tell them, hey, this is what you need to do, or this is where you need to go, or, avoid these kinds of things. We're trying to get right in the middle of it with them and say, look, we're all in this together. Let's join together. And like I said earlier, do life together, do ministry together. And when they do that, it seems like they grab a hold of it just a lot quicker. And the other thing is, I think it's very important. This generation, when they come to God, here's the thing. They're looking at it and they're saying, Rainier wrote a book called Millennials, and he said that in that book that this generation is saying, okay, great, now I'm saved, now let's go change the world. And so this generation has something built in them. I think it's God ordained that they want to go serve. They want to go do something. And so it's our responsibility as leadership and as parents to find ways to involve them and engage them in serving people, serving. That's what Jesus did. Put the towel around your arm, go wash feet, go serve people. And I think if we'll do that, we'll see a lot more young people saying, you know what, this is pretty awesome. This is pretty cool. I want to be involved in this.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one thing, I'm glad you said that, because it's one thing that I saw. iShine was in the area probably about a month or so ago. And I mean, these are kids out there who are in their teens, that some of them started when they were 12, now they're 19. Right. And they're able to go out and do things. And I think so many people, and forgive us as adults, who had the concept of the fact that, okay, well, they're only kids. What can they do? But right. You know what? They're kids. They can do a lot. And they're moving and shaking, and they're chomping at the bit, and people are holding them back, and it's really, I think, doing a disservice to them, because, I mean, example, the kids in your church, 400 towels and blankets for Cherry Street Mission, right in the middle of probably one of the, ickiest winters that we've had around here in the last couple of years. I mean, it's just totally true. Yep. Talk about servanthood as far as some of the other ideas that you guys maybe have in the works or are wanting to see done within the church.
Absolutely. And I agree with everything you just said. I told the church the other day, I said, look, we're not going to say that they're the church of tomorrow, because that's one of the biggest lies that there is. Yeah. They're the church right now. Every revival church, every growing church that I've ever seen or been a part of has had a rockin' youth group, a rockin' student ministry. And so, that's very important. We've got several things on the docket that we're going to do as far as serving. One of the things that I've challenged our young people with is to get involved in things in the community. It doesn't have to be just necessarily associated with our church projects or whatever. Get involved with things in the community, things at their school. I've got a couple of a friend from Indiana whose son started a deal called I Pray, and they do it once a month in the morning, and it's unbelievable. They're 13 years old, and they started a deal I Pray. Parents don't have anything to do with it. The kids, they put everything together, the whole program. They play some music, and they get up and talk. And small community, Frankfort, Indiana, small community. And I think the last I Pray that they had, I think they had 70-some kids come to this I Pray. And the last I heard, they had 12 or 13 that were wanting to be baptized. And so that tells you right there, they can do it 13 years old. If we'll empower them, show them direction, give them the way, they'll go and do it, make it happen.
Absolutely. Now, are you finding, now that you've got this going here, that kids are coming to you and saying, hey, Pastor Kris, I have this idea, I have that idea. Can we try doing this, or let's do this? What's going on with it? What's their response?
Oh, absolutely. As a matter of fact, they're kind of wearing me out a little bit, I'm like,
good thing you're still young.
That's right. Exactly. I can handle it. I can hang with it. But yeah, they've got so many great ideas. And one of the things that I want to do is, it's one thing to have an idea, but you have to have a plan to implement it and to carry it through and all the responsibilities that go with it. So all of these things are just great opportunities to show them about responsibility. And the first one that we did, we had a couple little conflict issues, and it allowed us to step in and say, okay, this is how you be a Christian. This is how you carry on your daily life, because you're going to have some problems and troubles. And so, it's been been a great learning experience for them. And they've got so many ideas right now. I don't know where we're going to have the time to do it all, but we're going to try. We're going to, I want to, like I said, I want to empower them. I've got a couple of them that are in the college age that I'm just releasing them to lead some of the younger ones and to train them and show them how to do it. So very exciting stuff going on.
Excellent. Very good. Well, we'll wrap things up here in just a few minutes, find out, how we can find out more about the church, what you guys have got going on there. And then I know that you had said something about possible ideas for back to school, so maybe we'll pick your brain on that a little bit too.
Absolutely.
So we're talking to Kris Dillingham, senior pastor at First Apostolic Church in Toledo, being featured this week on a Full Youth Initiative with Launch Your Ministry. This is brand new Skillet, new CD coming out in June. It's called Sick of It on ESFM. It is the Afternoon Rebellion. This week on Full Youth Initiative, we're featuring Launch Your Ministry, which is an outreach of First Apostolic Church in Toledo. Kris Dillingham, their brand new pastor, hanging out with us in the studio talking about that. And Kris, I know that you've got some plans in the works with Launch Your Ministry, doing some stuff within the next upcoming school year. But I know the church has got some stuff going on within the next week for youth too. So what's going on, man? Let us know.
Absolutely. We're very excited. Tomorrow night and Saturday night at 7:30 at our church, in our Family Life Center, we have a youth revival, Youth Week, and James Stark from Columbus is going to be our guest speaker, and it's called Awakening, and we're just believing that we're going to be visited by the power of God. Young people are going to be empowered. It's going to be a great time. It continues on Sunday morning at 10, Sunday night at 6:30, and young people are going to be in charge of most of the services, singing, leading, doing all the stuff. So we're very excited about that. It's going to be a great time.
Excellent. And then I know that you were talking about wanting to do some stuff for back to school. I mean, obviously we're finishing up this school year, but then back to school, I mean, it's never too early to think ahead of that kind of stuff. Now, do you guys have some stuff in the works that you can talk about, or is it still kind of like just mulling over?
Well, we are kind of mulling it over, but we are in the planning stages. We actually have a couple things that we're working on right now. We're going to do a thing at our church called Second Helpings, and we're working with United Way, Cherry Street Mission, a bunch of different organizations, and basically we're just going to bring, I saw a statistic yesterday that there are 85,000 people in the city of Toledo that are deficient in enough food.
Okay.
And so we're just going to open it up, and we're going to, we don't know what to expect, how many are going to be there, but to start out once a month, we're just going to bring as many people in and feed them and give them the Word of God. And so we've got that in the works right now. We're in the planning stages, hopefully launching that in June. And then also, we're definitely looking at doing something with the back to school, providing school supplies, free haircuts, all that kind of stuff. And we're going to make it a fun time, and a couple of other things that we're going to do, going into some neighborhoods and just trying to give back to the community, let them know that, we as Christians have been blessed and we want to bless them. And again, it's an opportunity for us to serve and at the same time have a good time and spread the gospel.
Excellent. Very good. I love the fact you guys are out there and you're networking. That's so cool.
Absolutely.
So great. Well, First Apostolic Church of Toledo, where are you guys located and when are your services?
We are at 5701 Sylvania Avenue in Toledo. And all the information, you can go to our newly updated website. Very excited about that.
Woohoo!
Yeah, factoledo.com. And it's very interactive. Got a lot of stuff on there. You can see some of our old services are on there. And video, and so all the information on there. We Sunday morning at 10 a.m., Sunday night at 6:30. Wednesday, we're finishing up this week something called Life Groups, where we've been doing some breakout sessions. We've been doing DNA of relationships, Andy Stanley, best question ever. So
nice.
some different groups, different things going on there. Actually, if the first semester ends next week, but we're going to be doing more of that in the future. So Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday, and we got a lot of stuff going on. So get to our website, check out the information, because we've always got a lot of stuff going on.
All right. And once again, that is factoledo.com.
You got it.
Very good. And if people have missed that, we are recording this interview right now, but then also Full Youth Initiative. We've got the page up on our website, podcast page, where you can check out information about that and the actual full interview with the Full Youth Initiative that Kris and I did a few weeks ago. And if people wanted to get involved with Launch Your Ministry, now they have to specifically be a part of your church, or can they kind of come in, or how's that work?
You know what? If they get a hold of us, I'll talk to them and see where they're at.
Okay.
And, we certainly want to train as many people as we possibly can. So there's actually a place on the website where you can submit an email. Feel free to do that, or you can send one directly to me at Kris, Kris, at KrisDillingham.com. And you know what? We're all for empowering as many people as we possibly can. The more, the better. So, we'd be glad to help any way that we possibly can.
Excellent. Once again, Kris Dillingham, Senior Pastor of First Apostolic Church here in Toledo, and a great program that he's getting going with the church called Launch Your Ministry, empowering youth out there. And we are going to see a lot of you guys here in the future, I know, in the community. So looking forward to that and partnering up with you in the future with a few other things. Awesome.
Well, thank you very much, April. I appreciate the time, appreciate Yes FM and what you guys are doing, and just appreciate hanging out with you this afternoon.
All right. Very good. Thanks a lot, Kris.